Hi, y'all. I'm Sonia Burr, your manifestation and modeling coach. I work with models, helping you break into the modeling industry and make money. I also have a podcast, Manifestation Time, on Spotify. You'll definitely want to check it out. My podcast is everything. Listen, I want to speak with you about your 2024 and what you need to do so that you're happier, so that you're living your purpose, so that you're serving others, so that you're impacting the world, y'all. Yes, we're talking about podcasting. If you do not have a podcast, you need to DM podcast. DM me podcast. All right, because I want to help you get your podcast up and going, y'all. And your future self will thank you for it. Your podcast will outlive you. When you're no longer here, your podcast will live on, y'all, helping so many people. Keep in mind, it's global. All right? So there are some benefits to this podcast game, y'all. Let me tell you something. If you're on a job right now, you may be totally satisfied with your job, all right? Some of you, on the other hand, may be on jobs that you're not particularly excited about getting up going on a Monday morning. All right, and if that's you, whether you love your job or maybe not love your job so much, right? You still need a podcast. All right, so what I would like to do is to work with you on what it is you need to talk about on a podcast. I would like to help you come up with the name for your podcast and 12 titles. 12 titles for 12 different episodes. You want a title for 12 different episodes. All right? And on the consultation that you're going to do with me, I'm going to come up with the name of your podcast and 12 titles to 12 episodes. Y'all, that is huge. And you're going to be able to rock this out. All right? See, one of the things about a podcast, you don't have to worry about being seen. I don't really like doing these lives, y'all. All right? I don't really like being seen and showing up like this, but I'm doing it because there are some things that I want to work on myself so that I can get better. All right? But you don't have to be like this when you're doing your podcast. All right? That means that you can just roll over in bed and tape your podcast. No one ever has to know what you look like. All right? So I want to help you with that. What are some of the benefits of you doing a podcast? All right? So one of the things that you want to do your podcast and cover something that you are passionate about. All right? You may have a great story to tell. Everybody has a story. All right? And once I learn a little bit about you and your story, all right, you may have been through some things in life. You may have overcome those things. Guess what? You can help someone else going through the same thing, right? They don't know what to do. They don't have the answers, but you've experienced it and you've got the answers, right? And that's one way you can serve others. All right? Service to many leads to greatness. Service to many leads to greatness. See, Dr. King said that not everyone can become famous, but everyone can become great because everyone can serve. And doing a podcast gives you the opportunity to serve in a capacity where it can reach very broad, y'all. It can just reach. It's got a broad reach, all right, across the world. And the thing about it is that people can just tune in. They can just go on about their day and listen to your podcast at the same time, all right? And at some point, your podcast will even monetize, right, where it's paying you. And so the other thing is that if you have a brand, you can promote your brand on your podcast. All right, you can get clients that purchase your products and services from you because you've got a podcast. All right, so you definitely want to go ahead and DM me podcast so I can schedule your appointment so we can get your podcast up and popping, y'all. All right. The other thing is that your podcast can be repurposed. All right. So you can also use the content for other things. All right. And also, you learn different skills. Right. You'll learn other skills just by having your podcast. And your podcast, it doesn't have to be long. You can create short content. Your podcast can be short. It can be long, but I recommend it being very short, right? So that people will listen to the entire thing until at least they get to know you and they're more comfortable, where now they're willing to listen to a more extended time period. All right. Even till this day, my podcasts are not more than, 5 minutes or so. So my podcasts really are not that long at all. Which means that, people can listen. They can listen to all of my episodes, y'all. And it probably still won't be over, I don't know, maybe, I think I've done like 30 episodes. And I doubt that they're 2 hours, all right? Just to listen to all of those, it's probably still under 2 hours. So my podcasts are very short, all right? And you have an audience that's going to plug into you. They're going to become your support circle, and they're going to plug into you because they like the way you say what you say. You will connect to the people that are meant to follow you, even though there may be other people out there. They might be doing the same subject as you, but these people may not be connecting with them, but because you're who you are, they're going to connect with you. So you've got an audience out there worldwide that's waiting for you to get your podcast, all right? And so it doesn't have to take a great deal of your time. You just want to make sure that you DM podcast so I can get with you, put you on my calendar, and get your podcast up and running, y'all. We can get it up and it'll be published before you know it. And don't overthink this thing. If you don't know what you want to do, that's okay. You don't even have to know. All you need to do is just DM me, just podcast, and I'll get back with you. And through the consultation, we'll figure out the name of your podcast and 12 titles for 12 episodes. That's what I'm going to do during our consultation. All right. And so you'll definitely enjoy, just connecting and just people, y'all. People will begin to, and you've got people that you can interact with, right? They can ask you questions. You can answer their questions. And so you really will develop a connection with people, all right? And so it's just so important. I think it's better than, a video, especially if you don't want to be seen, okay? And for me, like I said, it works out perfectly because I'm not having, it's not like I'm on here right now and you're having to see me, right? And if you have free time, it's perfect for you. You can tape a podcast during your free time. And like I said, it doesn't even have to be that long. All right, it could be very, very short. Let's see. So that's pretty much that. I just wanted to share some things with you. The other thing is that you become an expert. You are a person of influence, right? When you have a podcast, people see you as a person of authority, right? You're speaking on something you're familiar with, right? And you are sharing with them how you overcame, and what worked for you can possibly work for them as well, okay? So if you help enough people get what they want, you'll have everything in life that you want. Serve enough people. Service to many leads to greatness. So this is a way that you can actually become great through your service, doing something that you're passionate about, all right? And so it's really a win-win. It's a win-win, y'all. So get back with me, DM podcast, so that I can help you get your podcast up and going, y'all, into 2024. Remember, it's important that you become more in 24, y'all. So let's go. All right. See you next time.